It's more, like we are on the front line, like every day. I'm in the trenches, running, building a business, and it's like a sports coach coaching a
Then it's like
team.
it ain't good enough, so you gotta be great. And I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love in life, and I'll pay the price. And not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hey everyone, and welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey. And my name is Mattias, and you are?
Svea, welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey, and this is where entrepreneurship runs.
Entrepreneurship runs smack into reality.
I also wanted to say it one time. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
This
Practice
is
the
where
swing.
entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. Welcome to episode 32.
Yeah, that looked very firm.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah. This is the German clap, we're firm.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Rough.
Sure.
All right, that was weird. Good. Number 32. And the Wednesday episode is where we're talking about anything business related, I would say. Like anything you're working on the business or general topics about scaling up iGoMoon. And I thought about 4 topics for today. And actually, in some of the episodes on Fridays, you were mentioning you are coaching some of the
right,
colleagues.
yes.
Yeah.
No,
and then I was thinking, I want to know more about this coaching. So I don't know anything, and you need to tell me, what are you doing? Who are you coaching?
Yeah, luckily I'm not coached by you and your rough clap.
Yeah.
Or slap, I'm not sure what you call it in Germany, but
I'm quite harmless. I don't know what you mean. Ask David, right?
Okay, so can you repeat the question?
Sure. Who do you coach?
I coach myself a lot. Trying to get myself in the right direction, but except for that, I'm as a leader, I coach my colleagues and what you say in English, managers here in my business, of course.
Okay. So the whole team at iGoMoon is coachable by you, so to say.
Yeah, I think so. Not the whole team. I coach the people I'm responsible, like the closest, what do you say, like people I lead, and then of course the team leaders, they coach their people. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think that's also something. Of course, sometimes it's important for me to inspire everyone. We have talked about that before when it comes to communication, and so it could be important as a leader. Sometimes, like see people but mainly I coach the managers.
Yeah, and when you coach the managers, what kind of fields are you coaching? Are there like certain topics you coach them in, or what is that you're coaching them in?
I think first thing, people must know what I'm going to help them win here in business at iGoMoon, and of course they must be open to coaching. To do that, you need direction, and basically here at iGoMoon, that means you have a goal to do something. So first thing first, make the goal clear, and then I think it's very important to show what good performance looks like, and that's also why I invented the culture code back in the days, so you actually can point at good behaviors and attitudes and stuff, and then it's very important that the goal should be clear, like and I have learned over the years that if I'm planning goals together with the team, I need them to describe them briefly and clearly, and if we decide something, it's very important that they summarize and send me an email what they should do, because so many times I have been giving people a specific task and then I got something different delivered because they understood completely different compared to what I try to tell them. So yeah, but I think it's stuff you learn around communication, basically. So, but I mean, it's only it only shows how important it is that stuff is in written. Goals need in written, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I think it's important to encourage people to notice themselves, or actually getting more self-awareness, and also if they have to get the self-awareness to notice what they are doing and see if what they are doing is actually mapping with a goal. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, you need to talk about like what to change. And I think I'm a person who, I think one of my strongest skills is actually coaching as a leader, because I'm a kind of a good listener. I'm also an introvert, as we talked about. I think it was the last episode.
Yeah.
I'm not a talker, and that's also a little bit on my weaker side. I've been talking about that before, like communication. Sometimes I get quiet, and but in this situation it's good because I think I gave plenty of room for people to actually discover their own behaviors if they have self-awareness, and I want them to see what's wrong, why they are actually not reaching the goals.
Yeah, that's a good point, because when I think of coaching, I feel a lot of times I would picture someone who's like, yeah, let's do this, we're gonna do this and this, you have to do that and that. But I think you being someone who listens might be the better approach, in my opinion, as well, because like you just said, people, it's like therapy, basically. I think if you are just talking about a thing, you will after a while just realize, oh, this is something I'm doing wrong, or this is something I need to work on. I think the best thing is if you figure it out yourself, if you just click, and then maybe you just need a counterpart like you who listens and guides you in the right direction, but it's not like just talking and talking and talking, so you don't have a chance to actually think about stuff or reflect. So
yes, and you must understand, it's very important for me to understand where the person is on the, how should I say, on the learning curve. Like, do they need what kind of guidance they need? I mean, sometimes they might need instructions, and
I was
also
going to ask, sorry, if your coaching sessions are very similar, or if you really like tailor it to the specific person and their needs. It sounds like you really tailor it to the person.
First thing I want to say there is, you say coaching sessions. It's not like there is sessions where I coach.
Okay.
Like booked session now. Like I'm coaching someone here. Like 1 o'clock session.
So we have 1 hour slot here for our coaching session. Okay, I get it.
It's more, like we are on the front line, like every day. I'm in the trenches, building a business, and it's like a sports coach coaching a team during a game. So, I'm improvising a lot, and I'm always trying to navigate. Okay, is this something I should? Can I coach this person here right now together with a team, or do I need to, take the person aside and talk about what happened or not happened? So So I think it actually goes two ways here, because if we have a goal and we are on the winning in the winning direction, I try to like give them kudos or praise them. That's actually one of the reasons why I created kudos, because people could praise each other, because it's very hard for me. You know, when the front line changed during COVID, you know, I don't meet people like if they are working together, they must be able to give themselves kudos or give each other kudos, you say.
Yeah.
But it's very important when you coach someone to do it soon and be specific. Like if you do something that is really good or really bad, I need to give you that information like now, or maybe, you know, as soon as possible today.
Yeah.
I can't coach you next week on something that happened today.
Okay, so this is also the reason why you don't have time slots for sessions. So you can just act right away, right? And you think that's important.
But of course, as a manager, you can have follow-up meetings, and but I'm what do you say? I'm trying to make the topic we are talking about a little bit more something that's going on like all the time. But of course, there could be booked meetings for follow-up things, and then you coach. You know, I'm always coaching in one way. So, but I think if we are on the winning track, it's very important to give praise and do it soon. Be specific, and also really encourage good work, because it's very easy also to be a coach that I mean, you have very high expectations and you're only giving people coaching on things that is not good. So
yeah.
But on that side, I think it's so if that's the winning track, if we are on the losing track here, I think it's very important to talk about the situation and also make sure that I try to make sure that we both have the same picture, that we are on the losing track according to the goal, and then it's important to clarify and agree on the goal again, and then I think it's very important to get some understanding. I want to get the commitment back, but I also want the confirmation that, like, what happened here? Why did we end up here? And I really try to communicate my concerns, why I'm talking about it, because trying to get the bigger picture compared to the smaller, maybe the personal picture, because sometimes when you coach and you give feedback and talk about things that happen, like losing things, or people could take it personal, of course, but here it's very important. I think let people feel the consequence. I think that's super important.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, and I can also relate to that earlier in my career, and that like if I gave you feedback and then I felt that you took it personal, then I tried to take it away from you. But when for you, owning your feelings and is the only way to own the mistake.
Yeah.
and that's where the consequence and also the value, and to make sure you don't end up there again.
Yeah, and I think this is also connected to that you're always looking for people who have an open heart, right? So that they are coachable and open for things like this, and maybe don't take it personal, but rather see it as an opportunity to grow better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's a coaching session,
Now you're saying it yourself.
but if I coach on something that is not good, I'm trying to change direction. I think it's super important what you just said, because it's all about get out of the losing track and get out, proceed to better performance, basically.
Yeah, I have one last question. In the beginning, you said you are also coaching yourself. What do you think? How important is it to actually coach yourself before you coach others? Or like, what do you do when you coach yourself?
I think it's all about self-awareness. I'm always reflecting on things that happen, like during the day. Like there was I think it was actually today. It's a really good example. I felt that both Henrik and Dennis, they work together, and during the day they actually came here and interrupted me in my work, and asked really good questions. And I was a little bit stressed about things that I was deep into, and trying to solve two kind of complicated things, and they are also asking me good questions, and then I feel I'm a little bit short. And it's kind of complicated question. It's not like a yes or no question. It's that kind of questions that you really need to start thinking like, okay, didn't we talk about this last week, or didn't I give this task to someone else to solve it? And then and then maybe I say something, and after, like, I'm starting to think about, like, if I was maybe too short, a little bit irritated, and then I think it's super important to actually admit that. And so just before we finished the day, I met with them for 5 minutes, and just I kind of told them how I felt. And like, I don't want to be that person that kind of how should I say, I don't want to push people away, like
or cut them off, and I get it.
Cut them off, and
so that's very important.
It's maybe a long story, but try to make it a little bit more practical, how I observe myself, and how other people perceive me, and then just trying to admit, actually. And I think that's also super important when you coach people, because you need to show what good performance looks like, or good behavior and attitudes. Be a role model,
right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's also important, to remember I'm just a human, even if I'm a leader. And I think that's basically the kind of answer I got from Dennis and Henrik. Like they understood that it could also maybe have been a better time to ask the questions. So yes,
that's great. Okay, I think we're at the end of this episode about coaching. Do you have a takeaway for this episode?
Yeah, maybe the last thing we talked about, I think, how should I summarize it? Maybe it's about humanity and kindness. I think being a leader, coaching other people, it's very important to remember that, or I need to remember that I'm also just a human.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think it's great to be open with your feelings, or admit when you did something maybe
and
not
your
the
concern.
perfect way. Yeah, absolutely. I think if everyone would just be a bit more open, the world would be a bit less confusing. So that's our takeaway.
Yeah, I mean, being a human, like, I mean, things happen. Like, we fail, there is darkness, we lose. But I mean, being a human and being honest and kindness is always kind of the solution to all darkness, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Nice words to end the episode. Thank you for today. Now I know a bit more about coaching, and see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.